And good afternoon. Welcome to 13 News at Noon. I'm Dustin Grove here with meteorologist Sean Ash. You said it, hot and hazy.
Yeah, but not as oppressively muggy as it's been.
It's, I would say it's not comfortable,
No.
but it's less uncomfortable.
Yeah, maybe it's a couple of swipes on the deodorant versus 4 or 5. Yeah, we're trying to be as optimistic as possible. It is July here, so let's give you the rundown. Plenty of sunshine for today. Get out there and enjoy it too. We got you at 80 degrees there in Brown County, 83 Noblesville. And here in Indy at this hour, we just clocked in at 83. Now that comes with the dew point versus the last several days when it's been in the 70s at around 61. So again, not as terribly muggy as it's been. There's not much of a wind. It's really light from the northwest at 5. So we'll go hazy and hot today. We're going to make it up close to 90 degrees here by the time we get toward 4 or 5 p.m. Plenty of sunshine, I will tell you that. Just a few clouds around this afternoon. 83 right now in Indy as well as Terre Haute. We are looking west. Here's the dew point map. And again, compared to yesterday, these numbers have been shaved off by about 5 to locally 10 degrees here. So less humid air for right now. We look west, little feature right here is going to spark some thunderstorms. In fact, I expect a pretty decent eruption of storms over in Illinois, but by the time they reach our viewing area, they're going to be in a weakening phase, maybe strong by the time we head toward the state line there around 8 or 9 o'clock. We'll have more on that and some more storms in the 7-day here in a few minutes.
All right, Sean, let's get you caught up on the headlines now. And we now know the name of the woman killed in a crash early this morning. 42-year-old Pamela Shoemaker died after being struck by a car near Kentucky Avenue and Maywood Road. Police say she was walking in a poorly lit area around 3 a.m. when a car hit her. Medics rushed Shoemaker to the hospital, but she did not survive. Investigators say the driver stayed at the scene and is cooperating. Also happening now, state police are looking into a deadly shooting involving police in Hancock County. This is the scene last night in Greenfield. Police tell us they were called to a home on Sedgwick Lane for a disturbance of some kind. It escalated, and Greenfield officers shot a man who was rushed to the hospital and died. Indiana State Police now leading the investigation. We're also working to gather more details on this. We'll update you just as soon as we get them. Indianapolis city leaders say they are now working to crack down on youth violence here in the city after a mass shooting over the weekend. 2 teens were killed, 5 others injured, and in the hours after, several teens were arrested on gun charges. Now, it's important to note here, at this point, we're still working to learn if those teens and the charges are connected to that particular deadly shooting. Investigators tell us one of the teens had a gun that had been stolen. And we talked with the prosecutor about all of this, Ryan Mears, who says this is a big problem. Too many kids are getting guns too easily. And Mears says parents need to know what their kids are up to.
And so for us, the key is, did the parent know or should they have known that their child was going to have a gun? And, certainly the way we've been able to prove that in the past is you very much rely on information that's on people's cell phones. What's that communication look like between the parent and the child? And then you're also looking at social media profiles and platforms.
Right now, police and the prosecutor expect more people to be charged in the coming days as they continue to pursue criminal charges in that mass shooting. City leaders, also tasked with answering that question, say they are as frustrated as anybody. Alex Almanza talked with members of the City County Council who agree something has to be done.
The night started with a prayer followed by a mandate from city leaders and community members ordering change, starting with an extended curfew for children.
In a last-minute amendment to Monday's agenda, City County Councilor Leroy Robinson introduced Proposal 232, which would extend the curfew for kids in Marian County.
Not about penalties, but first and foremost, the thing we're going to do is we're going to try to offer some support to the parents. If they are not abiding by the curfew and if there's multiple violations, we can be able to find them, get them parenting classes.
If passed, kids ages 15 to 17 have to be off the streets by 11 on Friday and Saturday nights. The rest of the week, it's 9 p.m. And for kids 14 and under, it's 9 p.m. every single night.
Relationships are important, and I think we need to support parents as well as our kids. Our parents need support. It's hard.
But some city leaders say a curfew alone won't fix the problem.
And it's actually pretty weak, right? All it's doing is changing times. And we seen last year that we were in the same exact scenario, and here we are again.
The Fraternal Order of Police calls the plan, quote, window dressing on a sinking ship. FOP leaders say they want prosecutors to get tougher and judges to stop what they call a, quote, revolving door for repeat offenders.
I've got a 15-year-old daughter, I got an 11-year-old son. I know where they're at all times, right? And if there's not, there are organizations and ways that we can try and bring some of that, and that goes back to the question about where we're spending the resources from the city. Is it on parenting classes, is it on diversion programs, or is it on intervention programs?
But supporters argue this is just one piece of the puzzle. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey saying, quote, "This isn't about ruining anyone's fun, it's about saving lives." We look forward to continuing our work with elected leaders, government agencies, and the community to protect what matters most, our children.
That proposal now heads to the Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee meeting on July 16th. If approved, it will be sent back to the full council for a final vote in August. In Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
All right, so the conversation continues. And coming up at 12:30, we'll break down how some community groups are looking to lead the change and make downtown safer. The family of a Marian County Sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty is now taking legal action. Deputy John Durham's estate filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Eskenazi Hospital and the Cintas Corporation. Durham was killed nearly 2 years ago. Investigators say he was returning from Eskenazi with an inmate, Orlando Mitchell. You see him right there. They say Mitchell attacked Durham outside the community justice campus. The lawsuit claims staff at Eskenazi failed to properly restrain Mitchell after a medical appointment. And the lawsuit also alleges Cintas supplied faulty AEDs to the sheriff's office, then failed to maintain them. The Durham estate is now asking for damages and a jury trial. We've reached out to both Eskenazi and Cintas for comment. Eskenazi says it doesn't comment on litigation. We're still waiting to hear back from Cintas. Well, the City County Council has given the green light to cover the legal fees for the law firm investigating sexual harassment allegations within Mayor Hogsett's administration. That line item was inside a much larger proposal that also adds millions of dollars to road improvements, new snow trucks, and improvements to city parks. That proposal totals $27 million in all. Councilors approved it last night. Also during that meeting, some political drama. Councilor Jesse Brown introduced a motion to remove the president and vice president of the council. That comes after the controversy surrounding how the council has handled pushback on the investigation into sexual harassment reports within the mayor's campaign and how he handled them. The motion failed. Just 4 councilors voted to advance it. Councilor Brown, though, says he plans to keep trying. Meanwhile, Councilor Krista Carlino is leaving the Democratic caucus. You may remember she caught flack after, along with calling on the mayor to resign, she also called on the council president and vice president to step down from their leadership, their fellow Democrats. Carlino was reportedly voted out of the Democratic caucus. She later apologized and was back in. Well, now she says she's leaving on her own, but will continue to serve District 11.